this is W2FJH bringing up the STNY Digital VoiceNet on Brandmeister Talk Group 31367, Wires X Room 83721, and live stream to Google Meet and YouTube. The primary purpose of the STNY Digital VoiceNet is to help foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York, and to provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are more than welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. For more information about this net, please visit STNYDMR.net. This net will prioritize short-time, mobile, in-and-out, or emergency power stations. We currently do have 4 stations checked in through NetLogger, so the net would like to recognize K3BYC Carlton, N2 RWH Ed, W2 KDC Dennis, and N2QFD Mal. Alright, when checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. So let's first take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now.
November 3 Delta, Quebec Delta, just listening.
Alright, and we have N3DQD Ray. Thanks for stopping by, Ray. I'll have you checked in and out. Alright, let's open it up for any station that would like to check into the STNY Digital Voice this evening. Please call now.
W2FJH, this is N30JP, Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania.
N2 NRA, Cliff in Waverly.
KD3AJN, Kilo Delta 3 Alpha Juliet November, Anna, Beaver, Pennsylvania.
Alright, I had N3OJP Nick, N2 NRA Cliff, and I'm sorry, the last station, Anna, I keyed up at the same time. I was just about to call out, and I did not catch the call sign. Could you call back with your call sign one more time?
Kilo Delta 3 Alpha Juliet November, Anna.
Alright, KD3AJN, Anna. Thanks for joining this evening. Alright, were there any other stations that joined this evening? Please call now. Alright, nothing heard, so we will kick things off. If there's any announcements for the net this evening, please call now. Alright, no announcements, so we'll move in for questions. If there's any questions for the net this evening, please call now. Alright, nothing heard there either, so we will move in for comments. And the net topic this evening was provided by Mal. The topic is, have you range tested your hotspot to see, walk around the block to see how far it can reach or how far you can get out? And have you tried anything to extend that range? So at the top of my list is K3BYC Carlton. How was your week?
This is K3BYC Carlton from Darlington, Maryland. Thank you, Frank, for taking the net, and good evening to everyone who's checked in. Well, I could say for everyone here, the word was cold, and finally we're getting into some, for us, some mild weather, getting into the 40s, and it looks like we may be getting into the 50s Wednesday. So it's nice to see some melting, and nice to get away from the brutal stuff we've had. That we get a touch of it once in a while, but not to the frequency that you guys to the north get there. As far as range testing on the hotspot, I really haven't. I mean, my property here, I'm on 1 acre property in a very rural area, and I really haven't. I'm pretty sure I can catch it from all of my property, but I haven't formally tested that out. So, good question. I guess I could drive off in the car and see how far it would go. Probably not very far, but it does what I need it to do. And anyway, that's all I have. Everybody stay safe, stay warm, and we'll catch you next time. K3BYC, back to net control.
Hey, very good there, Carlton. And yeah, definitely glad for the little bit of warmer weather we've been having. Last week was pretty cold there. So, all right, and yeah, that was actually, I think, the reason why Mal was proposing proposing this topic because he was looking for a little bit more range on his property. He'd like to have be able to connect with his hotspot throughout his whole property there. So, all right, next on my list is N2RWH. Ed, how was your week?
N2RWH. Oh, say hello to everybody on the net. Not too bad. Busy. Glad to see some warmer weather here. I think everybody is. Other than that, on that topic, I have not really tried too much here. A little bit around the house, but I wasn't sure. So, other than that, thanks, Frank, for taking the net, and turn that back to you on 2RWH.
Hey, thanks, Ed. And yeah, it kind of I you know, every corner of the house here, I know I can get there. But yeah, I probably should do the same and go out back and you know, sit at the picnic table by the barbecue or something and see if I can host a net from out there. So when the obviously when the warmer weather hits, when we get some nice 70-degree days there, it'd be nice. So. All right, next on the list is W2KDC. Dennis, how was your week?
Oh, I had, still had been okay. I have never actually measured it. But the alternate is the hot connected and still able to, talk on DMR. So just a different way to look at it.
Hey, thanks there, Dennis. And, hold on. Sorry, I think the same thing that happened to you last week potentially happened this week again. Because I was listening on my radio on 3104, and I started to hear you start talking, and then it cut out. And my cell phone that's on 3102, I could see that you were still talking, and I had to turn up the volume there. And yeah, you kind of cut out on the 3104. Maybe, hopefully, maybe there's somebody else on the 3103 or the 3102 that could also confirm, or if it's just again a me thing. But yep, I did catch for those that might have been on the 3104 that didn't really hear much. I think you said you had two hotspots. You had a sky bridge, and in some of them, I think you said you got a 15 to 20 yard, and I heard about you said you got it in your car, and then you said about 150 feet from the car, if I caught all that correctly. But I'll turn it back over to you there, Dennis. Hopefully I summarized that a little bit for them, but I'll hand it back over to you there to see if it comes in a little better on 3104.
Well, I'll have to see. I'm not sure which Brandmeister master I'm on, but I'll have to see, and I will switch it. So that's, I have people tell me about the problem, but no, I said I was getting 100 yards of the internet going to the open spot, but that wasn't what Mal was looking for. He was looking for a spot. So I've been really tried to measure it.
All right, thanks there, Dennis. And yeah, I'm sorry, I turned that back down again. Yeah, for some reason it seems like on the 3104, at least it kind of sounds like it like cuts, like your transmission cuts, and then when it cuts so quickly, it doesn't seem to pick back up. And yeah, double check that for me, because if you are in the 3102, well, I can hear you okay. In the 3102, it does have some intermittent like cuts, but it picks back up. But the 3104, once one of them hits, it kind of like stumbles and just gives you silence for a while. So definitely something we can always look at too. If you wanted to stick around after the net sometime, we can I can definitely help you test it out there and see if the problem goes away when you change this or that. So all right, next on my list is N2QFD. Mal, how was your week?
Good evening, Frank, and to the net. I just rebuilt my hotspot, so give me a heads up here if I'm facing the same thing. It's not just you. I had the same sort of drop signal there, and long pause. So, interesting conundrum with the Brandmeister stuff. Here, the week was good. We finished up strongly with Winter Field Day. Did a bunch of digital work. Checked in with the local club up at Harris Hill. And I got to be honest, I had forgotten totally about asking this question. When it came to ranging my unit, I actually switched it over into APRS digital and just let it beacon on my belt while I was out doing chores, mowing the lawn or shoveling snow or whatever. And it covers a lot of the property. There is some question about trying to do more with it. Mine's set up in 440 and a lot of stuff happens in 70 centimeters. So you don't want to cause interference for the sake of it. But I think it's covering the property well enough for... And like you said, the nicest part about having a little extra range is transmitting from the porch in the summertime. So I guess with that, I'll ship it back to net control, and we'll be listening through the rest of the net. Here's N2QFD.
Hey, thanks there, Mal. And yeah, you're coming through fine. There was no drops or anything in that, and I think Dennis told me before he had one radio that had a higher bit error ratio with his hotspot, and it wasn't like syncing up. I'm not sure if that was the same radio, but yeah, we'll have to take a look at that. But you're coming through just fine there. And yeah, also I didn't want to mention to you, I was looking around a bit, and they do sell it's for simplex only. So it's only for the hotspots, MMDVM hotspots that are simplex, one time slot. They're not duplex with 2-time slots, but they do sell. It looks like there's a amplifier for 10 to I think they said 250 or 1 watt, and then it's an amplifier that will go up to, I think some people were watts. Sorry, just saw my screen cut off there. But they were saying 6 or 7 watts. So but yeah, it's only on eBay and stuff like that, and then yeah, so it'd be good if everything worked out for you there. But you know, there was apparently another option. So all right, going down the list. Next on my list is N30JP Mick. How was your week?
Oh, well, good evening, Frank. Everybody on the net. The Raspberry Pi, well, the range on that was terrible, especially if I was outside, and definitely to the Pi relative to my internet connection in the house. So yeah, it just wasn't good. The hotspot, the Shark RF Pro 4 is much better. I haven't tested much distance on it, but I did drop the Shark RF. One thing I didn't like about it is the design of it. It's like a bar of soap, and with my right hand being a little bit numb, I dropped it down here in the basement, and it split the case open, popped the case open, and the little push pin that activates the Wi-Fi button, there's like a metal clip that goes over it, that popped off. I put it all back together. It seemed to work, but I noticed the other day the push pin wouldn't actuate the button. So I got a hold of Shark RF and I sent it back to their repair facility in Secaucus. So for a fee, we'll see what comes back. But yeah, I was really surprised it didn't withstand the drop. I must have hit it just right. But let's see. I went up to the cottage last Sunday in western New York. My intentions were to get some of the snow off the roof of the cottage and the house. You know, it's well over a foot. Well, the problem was there's 18 to 24 inches of snow on the ground, and I just couldn't move in the yard to handle that 12-foot aluminum pole with my snow rake, and it was just too difficult to try to move around. You get a break here. So yeah, I could have managed. I mean, the snow was packed down pretty good on the roof, but it was just impossible to move. So I said, "The heck with it." You know, I'll see. Maybe I'll try this upcoming weekend. I can't get up there during the week, but maybe I can leave on Saturday and get up there and try it again. So let's see here. Yeah, I went outside. The stars are lining up this week, and my grandson got a hold of me, so he saw Mars and Jupiter. So I'm going to head out after the net here and see what I can see. It's a little cloudy. So we're going to take a look at that. He's been fascinated with the planets. Well, he's 9 now, but I would say maybe since he was about 3 or 4. So he's still interested in that stuff. That's about it. I'm on the Raspberry Pi now, sitting down here in the shack, so it's working pretty good. But I do have a question for you, Frank. While Dennis was talking there, I had noticed I saw a loss of 39%, but yet the bit rate loss, the BER error rate was only 0.1%. So I'm not sure about the correlation there. So maybe you can fill me in. W2FJH, this is N30JP.
Hey, thanks there, Mick. And I wanted to mention there, Mick said the stars were lining up. No, the planets are actually lining up, which is apparently a rare, I think 6 of the planets. I might be wrong. I might hand it back to you there, Mick, if I forget the exact number. But I think 6 or 7 of the planets are apparently lining up. And apparently they said it was, I forget how many years. I'm going to butcher it even if I even guess. But it's apparently a long time that the planets have not lined up in this way. And I think the other day I took a look. They said that I was going to be able to see a Venus or something from the sky, and they said it was clearly visible. And I went out, I looked. I didn't see anything though. but yeah, an interesting events going on there. So. All right, and also the bit error ratio, as far as I know, the bit error ratio is going to show up on the local side. It's only basically the RF side of things. So bit error ratio that is when I'm transmitting right now will probably show you what it's actually sending out as a signal to, like, to your radio and everything, what the error ratio is on the signal going to your radio. But the loss is going to show what's coming over the internet, and if somebody else drops out while they're talking, you're more than likely going to see a loss on the internet because it didn't have the right packets in the right order, and it shows a loss there that it never came across. But local traffic, you'll see the bit error ratio there. So I'll hand it back to you there, Nick. Hopefully that answered the question there, and also maybe if you happen to know offhand, is it 6 or 7 planets that are lining up?
Thanks, Frank, for the explanation. So it's 2 distinctly different things. It's the bit error rate. It's what I'm seeing on my side, whereas the loss percentage is what's coming across the internet. And I stand corrected. I'm not seeing stars. I've been banging my head recently, so I'm not seeing stars. You're right. It is the planets. I misspoke there. Yeah, and I think it was a half a dozen. Some of them we probably can't see. They're just too far away. And it's a little cloudy here, too. So we'll probably only see a couple. But, yeah, they're in there. They're strung out from the west to the south. So if you look out to the southwest, you'll probably see them. But it's the phenomenon known with the orbits, the distance of the orbits and the speed of the planets, that they eventually kind of catch up to each other, so to speak. And that's for the month of January here. So just do a search on it. Planets align 2025, and you'll see something pop up there. So thanks, Frank, for the explanation on what I was looking at on the dashboard. W2FJH, N30JP.
Yeah, no problem there, Mick. And yeah, I did the same thing. I saw it on some video, and I'm like, is that true? And I Googled it, and then there's a website out there that will tell you, you put in your zip code, and they're apparently supposed to tell you, like, what planets and the visibility of what planet will be available this week, and how likely you are to actually see it or not. But yeah, if you Google it, I'm sure there's plenty of resources out there. So, all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. Before I get to my next station, let me take a quick pause here and see if there's any additional stations that would like to join this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard, so we will continue on down the list to N2NRA. Cliff, how was your week?
Hello to everybody on the net here. Oh, it's nice to see it warm up for a bit, that's for sure. And here at 6:30 at 59:50 a.m., listen to the mighty KC. Got the picture download. Visited the Elmira Club on Harris Hill with Mal yesterday, and Meade KA3EQU Bradford County Group. I mentioned to him, and he said something about getting his DMR out, and I mentioned the Southern Tier DMR net to him, so maybe he can join us sometime. Gonna watch the Buffalo Kansas City game later here, and so I guess Mal made some WinLink contacts, and I made one on 80 meters myself. This is N2RA, back to the group, and W2FJH Frank.
Yeah, very good there, Cliff. And yeah, I think I might be mistaken, but I think Meade has checked in from time to time. It's not very often that he checks in, but I think he has checked into the net prior. And yeah, he actually reminded me I wanted to talk to Mal there because I was watching some videos and I saw an interesting one, and it was on WinLink, and they were just using a Baofeng radio, and they were going through it, and I was like, oh, that's right. I gotta actually talk to Mal and see if he's doing WinLink off of UHF VHF or if he's doing it on HF, and because I don't know, at some point if I ever find some time, I might try to hook up a VHF radio and connect it to like a PC there and see if I can get something to go through with WinLink. So. All right, next on my list is KD3AJN. Anna, how was your week?
Good evening to the net. This is KD3AJN. My week's been good. Glad that the weather's getting a little warmer. And I'm a newly licensed ham. Only had my license a month. And just learning. And also, N3DQD said he would comment on the question of the week. He forgot what it was. So if you want to call on him, he can do that. This is KD3AJN.
Hey, well, thanks for joining us there, Anna, and welcome to the hobby. There's always fascinating things to explore here, and you know, for 1 month being a newly licensed ham, and then also getting into DMR, it's pretty quick. so congratulations there. And also, just in case you're not aware, there's a lot of more information about this net. You can visit STNY DMR, stands for Southern Tier New York DMR.net. There's a lot of information there about the net, and you know, as I mentioned, we do broadcast out to YouTube in case you ever miss a week, and you know, a few other things. We also have a Discord server, a few hams meet up there, so more information there that you can find. So, all right, and as you mentioned, I will call on N3DQD Ray for any comments about the net topic. Just a reminder, Ray. The net topic was, we were talking about, have you range tested your hotspot, or have you tried anything to extend the range? So I'll hand it over to you there, Ray.
W2FJH, the net from N3DQD. Frank, well, I haven't done anything to extend the range. I do know that a friend of mine was in his car about 2 air miles from here, and he was still hearing it, and I really don't want it to go all that far. We're in an apartment building, Anna and I, and so it's quite adequate for the apartment building that we're in. I guess if I were out and had some real estate, you know, I'd consider putting an antenna on it, because I know a lot of people do have outside antennas on it. But we are running in the 430s here just for reasons of where we are and not wanting to have it go all that far. Back to you. This is N3DQD.
Hey, thanks, Ray, for the comments there. And yeah, 2 miles is pretty long range there, especially considering most of the MMDVM hotspots. You know, the I start with MMDVM. I think they're only operating at 100, 100 or 10. I might be wrong. 100 or 10 milliwatts. So it's not even a watt. It's 1/10 of a watt. And to get up to, like, you know, 2 miles from some people that they you know, they get it. That's a pretty good, especially for DMR. That you're actually getting the digital signal and you're actually getting the full quality of the audio and everything coming in. So they do get a lot further than you might expect. And but yeah, being in an apartment, yeah, you know, as long as you can get it, the same thing. I usually talk in the house. So as long as I can get it in the house, and you know, I don't have any dead spots, I'm happy with that. It'd be nice in the summertime if I could reach out into my my backyard there a little bit, set a picnic table, and maybe do some ham radio just from there. So, all right, this is W2LJH with the STNY Digital VoiceNet. I have reached the end of my list. So let's see if there's any additional stations that would like to join this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so let's open it up for any station. Sorry. Let's open it for any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns. Please call now.
This is N3OJP. I got a question for Ray, N2NRA.
Yeah, N3OJP. Why don't you give Ray a call, and just when you two are done, hand it back to me there.
N2NRA. This is N3OJP. You still on, Cliff?
Yes, yeah, I copy you, Mick.
Okay, Cliff, for field day yesterday, I had sent a winter field day, excuse me, I did it, on Saturday, to W2ZJ, Whiskey 2 Zulu Juliet, for winter field day with my 1H WPA. I don't know if you're affiliated with that group on Harris Hill, or if that's a completely different club. Over to you, Cliff.
Mick, I think it's a different club. It's the Amateur Radio of the Southern Tier is the club there on Harris Hill. They had recently moved from their little cabins over to the main cabin that was the person that was supposed to take care of it never did, and so and they're in the process of moving some of their other equipment over there. Back to you.
Okay, Reiner, N2PEZ, you may know Reiner, in the Elmira area. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is with Arast Club or what, or maybe it was just a separate group. So, okay, yeah, I had sent a WinLink check-in up there. Okay, thanks, Cliff, for the information. I'll ask Reiner when I talk to him, or I'll send him a note. Back to you, Frank. W2FJH and N3OJP. Thank you.
Comment there. N2QFD might have some more information on that topic there.
Thanks there, Mick, and thanks there, Cliff. And as Cliff mentioned, N2QFD, Mal, might have some more information. So, Mal, you want to pick it up there?
Here is N2QFD. Mick, you're correct. Whiskey 2 Zulu Juliet is the Amateur Radio Association of the Southern Tier. Reiner is the communications officer in the club. And while I didn't see him over the weekend, if you did send him a WinLink check-in, I'm not sure what his traffic load looks like, but I had like 25 messages come in on my station for WinLink. And I assume they'll be acknowledging or getting back to you on it if they haven't already. So hope that fills you in a bit.
Oh, okay, Mal. Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Thanks. So I just wanted to... Yeah, it takes a while to get confirmation, especially if you got a busy field day going, that's for sure. Okay, I appreciate the comeback. That clears it up. Thanks again, Frank. Back to you. This is N3OJP.
Yeah, no problem at all there. All right, let's take another standby for any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns. Please call now. All right, hearing nothing then, we might as well wrap things up here. I'd like to thank Carlton, Ed, Dennis, Mal, Ray, Mick, Cliff, and Anna for joining me this evening. We'll be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FJH, and I'll be listening.